In this problem, we've got to graph a function that is defined as a piecewise function. So again, in this case, there's two different rules, and the graph we're looking to get is, well, the rule we're graphing is dependent upon where on the x-axis we are. So just a real general idea of what this should look like, and then I'll introduce the multiple choice options as it's written in the homework. Or in this case, this is a review question from the review, test review. All right, so to the left of 0, right? Yeah, left of 0 will be this rule, actually. X is less than 0. We need to graph negative 2x. So consider the fact that x equals 0 is the y-axis, right? This is the line, x equals 0. So to the left of x equals 0, it's negative 2x that we're looking to graph. So you could pick, two values that are smaller than 0. You could even use 0. Just remember, it's an open circle if you're going to plug in 0 to the bottom rule. But let's say we do that, right? We'll do a little table. And we'll pick two, let me get my pen here. We'll pick two different x values that are in this case less than 0. So maybe here's x, oops. There we go. Here's x, here is f of x, we can call that y. So let's say we'll do negative 1 and negative 2, right? If x is negative 1, it's the bottom rule we need, right? So we'll plug in negative 1, negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. And then again, negative 2 being less than 0, gets plugged in here, and negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Now, what I was saying about plugging 0 into the bottom rule, it can be helpful because it'll tell you where this line ends. Like if you plug in 0, you get a 0. Just keep in mind this would be an open circle because 0 is not actually included. So if we plot these points, now here's negative 1, 2, somewhere about there. Here's negative 2, 4. Wait a minute. I said negative 1. Negative 1. Oh yeah, but here's negative 1, 4. Negative 1, 2, and we'll say this is negative 2, 4 up there somewhere. All right, then we'll pick values that are larger than 0, or in this case 0 or larger, to get the other side of the y-axis here, right? We can pick values into our table. Let's actually plug in the 0, since 0 is included. That would be a closed circle, unlike this being the open circle. An open circle at 0, 0 so far. Plug in 0 into this equation, you get the 0. So that just confirms, hey, it's actually going to be a closed circle, right? This right side is actually part of it anyway. So even though we had an open circle here, it actually ends up being a closed circle because 0, 0 is included for the top rule. Okay? And let's pick like 1. 1's bigger than 0. Plug in 1, you get 2. So if we plot these points then, we've got 0, 0, and we've got 1, 2. Which we'll say is like basically somewhere. I know this was this. This is negative 1, 2, so here's positive 1, 2 on the other side. Right? If you connect those, you basically get a function that looks like that. Right? Connect the left side and then connect the right side. So given the multiple choices that are available to us, if I introduce the problem from MyLabs Plus now, right? The only option that works, of course, is A. A. So that's how you would do that problem, just by hand evaluating values, if that makes sense. The other thing you can do is in a calculator, we can go to y equals, we can plug in this rule. And remember, the way to do this is a piecewise function. You can do 2x in parentheses, parentheses. Now you're going to, in another set of parentheses, you're going to specify where is 2x valid. Well, it's valid where x, so we got to plug in x value here, is greater than or equal to 0. And the way we get that value is to use this test option, which is a secondary button. So you got to hit second, where it says math, in blue it says test. We hit that. And then we want greater than or equal to, hit enter, and then plug in the 0. And then we'll close parentheses. Then you do a plus sign, type in the other rule. In parentheses, negative 2x. Close parentheses, and then in a new set of parentheses, we're going to specify its interval, which is where x, so click the x button, and then again we do second math to pull up the test option, is less than 0, so that's the fifth option. You click 5, or you can scroll down, and we plug in 0, and then close parentheses. And then the last thing to do is make sure your window is the same as their window, so if you notice they're going from negative 10 to 10 on the x-axis, and negative 10 to 10 on the y, which is really a standard window. So you can either go to the window and just change your parameters, negative 10 to 10 for the max, x max is 10, y min is negative 10, y max is positive 10, and hit the graph button. If you do it that way, you can just do a one-to-one comparison via the calculator, and then it'll be the answer A again. Okay. Hopefully that helps. If you have any more questions, let me know. Thank you. Take care. Bye.